So in the last devlog, I asked you for suggestions on what to add to my game, Poly-Gone Squad, and you guys delivered. As you can tell from the title of this video, the first thing I'll be adding is some more weapons to the game. So let's get started. The first thing I did was create a list of office style weapons I can add to the game and group them into 3 different categories: ranged, melee, and throwable. This will be important later on. Before I start adding the weapons, I need to fix something with the UI. Apparently, the pause menu says music twice instead of music and sound effects. I don't know how I didn't notice this earlier, but thank you to whoever told me about this in the comment section of the last devlog. So I quickly fixed that, and now the text says the right thing. Now, onto the weapons. The first new weapon I want to add is an eraser. It would behave like a sword, meaning it can only attack at a close range. So I made off the eraser, taking inspiration from those white erasers that you might have seen in school, and imported it into the project. Since I'll be adding new weapons, I'll have to create a new weapon system. The way I'll go about doing this is by using a mixture of classes and scriptable objects. The weapon class will hold information that is shared between all weapons, and the weapon type classes will hold information specific for each type. Each weapon will have its own scriptable object that contains its stats, and have one of the weapon type classes that will tell it how to attack. Since I'm going to have a new weapon system, I'm going to need to rewrite all of the shoot code to have it work with the new system. So I refactored the code, and now the game behaves the same, but now uses the new system. However, when rewriting the code, I ran into a problem with the characters. Each character has a stat for how much damage it does, and a stat for how fast it attacks. This is a problem because each weapon will already have these stats in them, making the ones in the characters useless. To fix that, I made the strength stat a damage multiplier added to the weapon's damage, and made an attack speed stat that worked the same way, but with the attack rate. Time to finally add the eraser. The first thing I did was make an attack animation for the eraser. Right now, it looks pretty bland, so to make it look better, I gave it a trail using the Unity trail system, the best way to add trails to any game. And after adding the animation to the game, I have... Oh my god, what the hell is going on with those trails? Ah! So... good enough. Now I need to make the eraser damage the enemies so I can actually call it a weapon, because right now it feels just like me, useless and takes up space. So I made the eraser damage the enemies when it touched them. To make it more interesting, I tried to make it push the enemies away from the player when they get hit. This took a bit longer than I wanted to, because... After some time, I did get it to work, and... Whoa, that is way too hard. No, I didn't mean like that! No! Anyways, the eraser can now damage and push the enemies. The next weapon I want to add is an eraser bomb that you can throw and goes big boom on enemies. I made a sprite for the bomb, and if you look very carefully, you can see that I just took the eraser ball spray and added this top part to get the bomb. Hey, it's not lazy, it's smart. The next thing I made was an animation for throwing the bomb. Now I know that when you throw something up, it should get bigger. Right now it looks like it's being thrown down. But just imagine. Hey Billy, can you throw that ball to me? Okay.
Oh what the hell? Oh my god! Get your ass on, boy!
But don't worry, I fixed it when I stopped recording. I decorated it such that when you click, the bomb will be thrown to where you click, and when it gets to that point, it explodes, killing all enemies around it. To make the explosion visible, I gave it some particles using Unity's particle system, the best way to add particles to any game. And now the bomb is complete. When playing the game, I realized that this weapon is complete ass! It takes way too long to explode, and when it does, there's either no enemies close to it, or I just die before it gets the chance to explode. But I'll deal with that in a later devlog. The next weapon I'm going to add are scissors. So I made sprites for the top and bottom of the scissors. The reason I made them separately was because it would make it easier to animate in Unity. I made an animation of the scissors cutting, and made it attack similar to the eraser. There is one problem though. The scissors sometimes just don't do anything to the enemies, even though it should damage them. The solution I came up with was to make the collider for the scissors change size as it attacks. Now the scissors are working how they are supposed to. The last weapon I want to add is a lead pencil, which is just going to be a faster version of the regular pencil. I made a sprite for the pencil, which looks pretty good, and added it to the game. With how I've written in my code, it only took me 7 minutes to add it to the game, which is pretty fast compared to every other weapon in the game. Now it looks weird to see pink eraser balls come out of a white eraser. So I edited the eraser ball sprite to make a white version and made that shoot out of the lead pencil. With all the weapons I wanted to add in the game, all that is left is to give them sound effects. I made the sound effects and put them where they are supposed to be, and now I am finished with the weapons so far. Here's how each of them sound. That is all I have to show for this devlog. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm assuming you did since you got to this point in the video. I didn't update the demo because there isn't a way to unlock the weapons at the moment. But I'll add that and even more weapons in the future. You should also comment some other ideas you want me to add to the game. And you already get the gist. Go like, subscribe, follow my socials, give me your parents' credit card number, expiration date, and the 3 numbers on the back. Tell me... Oops, looks like I need to go.